Hi everyone, I'm Palabyab. I'm a professional filmmaker and my YouTube channel focuses on travel, adventure, and moto content. Today I wanted to make a video for beginner and intermediate moto vloggers who want to make vlogs that people will love to watch from beginning to end. So here are my 7 steps, 7 secrets that will take your moto vlogs from meh to pretty good. Step 1, the most basic thing, skip to the next if you already know this, get the right gear. For a beginner, you just need one stabilized action camera with a helmet mount. If you're on a budget, get a GoPro Hero 7 Black like this. Otherwise, I'd probably go with the latest one, which is right now the Hero 11. Pair it with a mic adapter and a cheap lavalier mic with a TRS to TRRS adapter, since most lavaliers now connect to phones, not cameras. You can tell by looking at the number of lines on the jack. If there's 2 lines, you can plug it straight to your GoPro. If there's 3, you need an adapter. My adapter is an L-shaped adapter to prevent it from sticking out and being hit accidentally. I recommend a chin mount as this gives the most natural view that follows your head movements. Now you can check out several YouTube tutorials on how to install a mic into your helmet, but I just stuff it into the cheek pad right here. If you can afford a second action camera, you can put this on a clamp mount on your handlebar. This one is from Insta360, so you can get an angle on your face. This helps to make any talking shots on your bike more engaging, as it has your face. If you have a stabilized mobile phone like the iPhone 11 onwards, that's a great way to get off-bike B-roll without having to remove your action camera from your helmet. If you have extra budget, the next must-have, in my opinion, is a small drone like DJI Mini 2 or this one, the Mini 3 Pro. Adding a few drone shots to your vlog by itself will drastically improve the quality of your edits by giving sweeping views of where you're riding. More of that in step 4. Finally, not must-haves but nice-to-haves, a mirrorless camera for higher quality B-roll and close-ups, a lightweight compact tripod, and a 360 camera. Now, for most beginners, I actually wouldn't recommend 360 cameras because it takes so much time to edit and reframe and so much space on your memory cards. But in general, you don't need 6 different cameras on your motorcycle. 1 is enough, 2 is great, 3 is nearly as good as it gets. But the most important thing is knowing how to use them for step 2, the most important step, finding your story. Don't just roll, ride, ramble, and expect it to be engaging. And to engage is to tell a story. Oftentimes, it's overcoming adversity to achieve a goal. It's going on a journey to discover something. In motovlogging, the story is often realizing a dream that only 2 wheels could fulfill. A story has a beginning, middle, and an end. So, start strong. Begin with something to captivate your viewer, whether it's a stunning visual, an epic fail that we'll see later, something surprising, basically anything to reel them in. Once you have them reeled in, make the middle worth their while. Deliver on what you promised in the beginning and more. And finally, finish strong and leave the audience wanting more. In my Mapanuepe Lake vlog, I begin with a callback to a previous vlog, establishing some unfinished business, so we already have a story brewing. Then I tease some of the epic views to come, and then jump right into the meat of it. A ride with mishaps, humor, and memorable moments galore, capped off by discovering an amazing destination for the first time. Remember, it's by pursuing adventures, going somewhere unfamiliar where the unexpected can happen, that stories can most easily take shape. But Aaron, you ask me, not everyone can ride around the world like Itchy Boots or Charlie Sinewan. You're a regular guy who rides your bike on the weekends, but you still want to vlog, so how can you tell a story? No matter what kind of ride you do, what you need is to experience any place and situation in a new way. You have to be interested, or else your viewer won't be. You need to follow step 3, develop your voice. I know some of you want to motovlog, but without talking or even showing your face. But sorry guys, unless you're somebody like Shaf who does raw videos, or you're only doing content on speeding and hooliganism and you want to hide your identity, that's probably not gonna work. Your voice, that is your unique personality and point of view, is what viewers latch onto. You telling your story. Even the most visually stunning vlog can feel hollow and inauthentic without a voice guiding us through it. Let's take Norali of Itchy Boots again as an example. There are now relatively many riders, including women, who have ridden across continents. It's not this amazingly unique thing anymore. But I would argue that it's Norali's perpetually sunny and never say die attitude that have turned over 1 million people, myself included, into loyal subscribers. Her narration is the secret sauce or the glue that ties it all together. Even in her vlogs where nothing epic really happens, the time she rode across Las Vegas or when she shipped her bike on a ferry, I somehow can spend the entire 20 minutes feeling totally engaged with the video and still wanting to watch the next episode. My most successful moto vlog ever, by far, is me candidly telling the story of loving, buying, and then selling my Royal Enfield Himalayan. And I think it was the honesty of that video, the vulnerability even, along with my genuine history with the bike that have made it one of YouTube's most viewed reviews of this bike, even though it was never intended to be a review at all. You don't need to ride around the world. You don't even need a cool accent like Stuart Fillingham, although that honestly helps. You just need to learn and to practice connecting with other people through your narration and on-camera spiels. Along with that, and probably more important, you need to live your life and be present so that you always have stories to tell. Go where your curiosity takes you. Work on your bike. Try a lot of bikes. Do it all to find your motorcycle story. Even a simple ride to Starbucks on your BMW R1250 GS can be captivating if you know how to talk your way through it. Especially when you add step 4, shoot great visuals. Vlogging is visual storytelling. Making just a little more effort to shoot awesome B-roll will elevate the quality of your vlogs. And this is why I said drones are such a powerful tool, even a shortcut for any motovlogger, because sprinkling just a handful of aerial shots into any vlog can take it from ordinary to amazing. Freddie Dobbs doesn't even have any first-person riding footage in his recent travel vlogs. Instead, he makes the effort to put the camera on a tripod to film himself riding by, then fills the rest with on-camera spiels. Now, this is a lot of effort, but the result makes his motovlogs stand out from the rest. He also follows steps 2 and 3 really well. His on-camera storytelling is excellent, making up for the lack of his riding footage on the GoPro, and he candidly shares every mishap that happens along the way while leveraging his suave accent and good looks to keep us hooked. Wish we all had that. Now, when shooting your B-roll, remember this. Still, story always comes first. How do you apply this? Always ask yourself while you're filming, what shots do I need to have a strong beginning, an interesting middle, and a satisfying ending? When I'm on a ride, I'm constantly thinking about what shots will take me from one scene to the next and how each shot will eventually end up in the edit. This also prevents me from shooting too much, which makes it easier to edit. Now, of course, great visuals need to be supported by good sound, which brings us to step 5. Real simple, record your engine sound. Whether in the background of your GoPro mic, which is what I do, no extra effort, or using some sort of windscreen microphone, which is what Shaf does, because until electric motorcycles take over, sound will always be an essential element of the riding experience, and therefore, an essential part of a properly immersive motovlog. But I hate to beat this to death. Unless you're Shaf, your engine sound alone can't be the soundtrack to your whole vlog. So let's move on to step 6, use great music. Music can make or break any film or video. Period. You know this from your favorite movies and favorite soundtracks. Remember, this will become part of your brand, your audio signature in the minds of your audience. You don't want people associating you with a cheap MIDI that people were using back in 2005. A great song at the perfect moment in your story just hits different. And a great song in the background of a long stretch of riding footage can transport your viewer as if they themselves were with you on the perfect ride with the perfect song in their helmet speakers. How do you find great music? Well, I'm glad you asked because it's the perfect time to talk about this video sponsor, Audio. Audio is a subscription music service that gives you unlimited download access to over 6,000 hand-picked tracks and over 30,000 sound effects. Unlike other services in this price range, their Pro plan covers any commercial usage. So content creators and filmmakers like myself can download any track and use it in any digital form, and everything you download while subscribed, you'll be able to use forever, even if you decide not to renew your subscription. Audio is honestly the first music service I've used that offers this quality of music at an affordable subscription price that I can use for client work. The best part is, for a limited time, they're offering annual access to their Audio Pro plan for 70% off. That's just $59 for the whole year, or less than $5 a month. The cheapest and best value for money deal in the music licensing market today. Click on the link in the description or pinned comment to check them out and use my code AARON70 at checkout to get this deal. Supporting my sponsors supports this channel, so thank you to anyone who decides to avail of this. And can't believe I'm finally saying this line. Thanks to Audio for sponsoring this video. Now let's take it home. Step 7, make your edit tight. There is only one rule for this. Keep it interesting. By focusing your edit to highlight the best parts, you make them shine brighter while keeping your audience interested and hopefully wanting more by the end, not wanting to click off 10 minutes before it's done. Here's how I think about running time. A simple video like a short ride to a cafe nearby, I would probably just make 8 to 12 minutes long. It's not that visually rich, usually, nor is there much room for the unexpected, so story options are limited. So I'll be relying on talking and stuff like food B-roll, close-ups to make it interesting. Since the promise isn't spectacular, I don't want to scare away my audience with a long running time. But a big adventure will be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes long, depending on how much stuff happens and how many things will be novel for me and the viewer. Often, a really epic ride will be divided into 2 or more parts to keep the length manageable, as in the case of my recent 2-part all-Himalayan moto camping vlogs. The point is to make every moment in your video deliver value. Constantly ask yourself while you're editing, is there a reason this clip should be in here and run this long? This is how you achieve a tight edit. In your first pass, watch all the footage you shot and leave in every bit that might be interesting and cut out everything that surely isn't. But don't worry about the final running time just yet. Then with every successive pass, trim it down and make it tighter until it feels like there's nothing more to add or take away. I'll often do around 6 to 10 full passes and countless partial passes for an average vlog. Then slap some great music on there, make some cuts to the rhythm, and you'll be surprised how good it is when you watch it back finally. But if you're bored by your own vlog, then you gotta keep cutting. So guys, let me know if you have any more questions in the comments, and if you really want to dig deep into content creation and solo filmmaking, I've got 2 great courses on Skillshare that I think you'll love if you enjoyed this video. You can check that out in the other link in the description. But anyway, for now, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.